So in this video, I'm going to be cleaning some relatively dirty wheels. By dirty, I mean it's just regular, they're driving and water and rain, a little bit of mud, nothing too crazy. I'll be using the Leno's Garage all-purpose cleaner for the tires, and then the Adams wheel cleaner for the wheels. As far as brushes, I have quite a few. Here, I'm going to try out the large wheel willy. Now, typically I don't use these just because usually I don't get as much clearance from the wheels than other brushes that I do. So, but in this one, I use this one, and I use their set. So they have a wheel willy set, 45-degree angle. This is from Detail. No, it's not. I'll link it down below. This is just a cheap little set of brushes. They're for wheels and engines. I don't get too crazy with these. This is a boar's hair brush that I use from, I've been using it forever now. Again, the links will be down below. Some type of tire brush. And then, because I know I'm going to need it, the Easy Detail brush for the brake caliper clearance, which that's the biggest problem you'll see with this, which you'll see in this video, about you don't get as much clearance on the brake calipers with these as you do with these. And then a garden hose, pressure washer, and all that jazz that you need to just rinse down the wheel. Okay, for starters, is you want to rinse down the wheel. There's a little leak here on this hose, so that sucks. And just to knock off any loose dirt, maybe even wet down the driveway. That way you can make it easier for the dirt to carry away the water, to carry away the dirt that we get off. I'm gonna spray the wheel cleaner. Not too much, because I know this wheel is gonna clean off easily, so I don't need to go overly crazy. And this is probably more dirt than iron. I'm gonna let the wheel cleaner do its thing, and I'm gonna spray the Leno's APC, or all-purpose cleaner, non-diluted, straight. Then, wow, look, completely smushed. So to wake those fibers back up, just kind of. So I'm gonna do the tires first. I'm gonna give that a quick rinse. Now it's pretty awkward just because I usually am right-handed, so I would be completely like this, but since the camera's right there, the wheels turned a bit, so I'm kind of limited on my mobility. And as far as the wheels, there's nothing coming off. As far as the brake dust, as I mentioned, I already knew it wasn't going to be much. So these will get back up eventually. So I personally always like to clean the wheelbarrows first and then do the face, just because if you do the face and then you come and do the wheelbarrows, once you slide out your brush, it's going to get back on the wheel face. So, just a personal preference. But again, no right or wrong answer, just whatever works for you. And this time I'll be using the Adams. Actually, no, I'm not, because this one doesn't fit. So let me switch over to a smaller Adams wheel brush. This one fits great, and this one, it would help. Well, this one, yeah, it's actually working out great. There's no problem whatsoever with cleaning these wheels. Like I already knew they're gonna come out super easy. Now, where you are gonna have a problem with any wheel willy, typically speaking, is on the brake calipers. Unless there's like it's a bigger wheel or whatever, you won't be able to get every single spot. Not saying that every time you're gonna clean a wheel caliper, you're not gonna get clearance, but generally speaking, if there's gonna be a spot where you're not gonna get clearance, it's gonna be on the brake caliper. So here is also not getting through. So in this situation, you would need to roll the car forward or backwards, just enough to clear that space. Or you can use like an Easy Detail brush, which should. Well, it gets better clearance, not total clearance, but it does get a bit better. But you would want to move the car forward or back a little bit just to get more space. But like this one, I'm not really cleaning anything at this point. Like everything's already cleaned. As you can tell, like, there was no sling back whatsoever when I was using this brush because there's no bristles. With this one, there's a ton of sling back, even for just using it for a little bit. So I'm gonna rinse this off real quick. Next, we're gonna do the faces. And like I said, almost no purple came out. Like, there's a little purple right there, but basically no purple was bleeding. So it was dirty. There was dirt, there was debris, but no iron fallout, no iron particles. And I like the way the lubricity of the wheel cleaner. It's very smooth, if that makes sense. Like the brush glides over it. And then we'll get any wheel brush here. This is from Detail Buddy. All the links will be down below. You know, work this section right here. Remember, it's always the small brushes for the tight areas, the bigger brushes for the larger areas. You don't, I mean, again, it's personal preference, but for me, I don't want to use the small brush to get every single little spot, because that'll just be a lot more time consuming versus just use the big brush for the big areas, use the small brush for the small areas. And then we'll go ahead and rinse this sucker off. And of course, you want to inspect. You can have your brush here and touch up any areas that might need touching. You can, even if it's like just your hand, if it's like a quick little touch up, you can just run your hand right there, assuming you have gloves on. There's a little spot right here. You can use a towel, you can use your hand if you have gloves. You can use this brush. You can just have whatever brush you need on standby. And just like that, that is a clean wheel. Okay, and just like that, that's gonna wrap up this video. Now, final thoughts on the all-purpose cleaner. I've used it in the past. You know, if you want more foam, I know a lot of people love to just see foam. Typically, what I see is you just gotta spray more and agitate, and definitely wet the brush before you agitate, and that will create more suds. Kind of across the board from what I've seen. If you use less APC, no water, you won't get as much foaming. So it does help to wet the brush down, especially your tire brush, before you start cleaning the tires. In terms of the wheel cleaner here, nothing turned purple. Does that mean the product didn't work? I guess maybe if you like compared every single last wheel cleaner that has the purple dissolving feature in it, and one pool is more purple than the other, I mean, sure, but I can tell there wasn't much of that. There wasn't going to be much of that on this wheel anyway, so there's nothing against that. It's not strike, just I know there isn't any brake dust particles on there because I've used it before on this wheel. But I could be wrong, and maybe the next one turns a lot better. But I just know I've used multiple of these same type products, and there's not much on there. And that's okay. If you work on your vehicle and you see that there's not much coming off, well, then you don't have iron particles fall out on your vehicle. So, you want to see the purple, but at the same time, you don't have that negative fallout or anything on your paint that was, damaging or corroding your paint. So that's going to wrap up this video. All the links will be down below. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you on the next one.